Okay, I told you that I wanted to show you where you can find more images that are safe, that do not involve any type of copyright infringement. Pexels is the main one that I use, but you also have others like Unsplash, Pixabay, Emojipedia, which gives us emojis, and then Flat Icon is a website that I use to find clip arts and icons. Again, use the free version because some of these you have to pay for. And make sure you don't find any images with a watermark attached. If you find an images, especially like in Pixabay, sometimes they may have images, but they have watermarks in them because they have paid versions and free versions. Always stick with images that are free version. And we call that public domain Creative Commons license, which anyone can use it however which way you want because these images are free to be used. All right, now we're going to talk about links. And I want to just kind of talk a little bit about how links were first created in 1991. Tim Berners-Lee created the first website, and while there are over 2 billion websites today, it makes sense that we understand how to create a web page that is comprised of several texts with a few hyperlinks. Now you see these links, this is how links years ago used to be looked at, and we're going to look at these today, but there are some things we can do to kind of style these links and they don't look so ugly like these little blue with the underlines. But that's what your links look like. And for links you use the A tag. So the A tag is for your link tags, and it follows by an href. A stands for hyperlink, even though it doesn't start with an A, but it's most attributes. Then you have the href attribute, which indicates the link's destination, similar to how we did images. So your link destination will be the link. Remember, we put that first link image in there. This time we're going to use a link for our href, and then we're going to put some text, and that text will indicate what the reader will see when they are viewing the website. All right, let's go ahead now and let's create some links. All right, so now one of the things that a lot of people sort of don't really realize until maybe after they've made the mistake. I'm going to go ahead and make another H2 and call these links, and down here all the way down. Now I'm going to add some BR tags, okay? BR and a few more BR tags. All right, now BRs are just breaks, line breaks. Now if I hit enter, nothing happens. But if I put it, let's go in between here. So we got these two images here. We got landscapes, we got mountains. All right, so right before mountains, I'm gonna type BR, hit enter. All right, and so landscape, mountains, let's go another BR. All right, look how this is being pushed down by BR, okay? And it pushes it down. So these are like, it's kind of like you hitting enter on your keyboard, but if you hit enter, nothing happens, okay? It stays the same. So BR stands for line break. It doesn't have any closing BR tags. You can just type BR, and that way you can put some space in between where you want. Now, later on, we're gonna learn how to style without having to use all these BRs. All right. But now let's get into links. So let's go down here, and we're going to type the A tag and hit enter. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Pexels, okay? And I'm going to go to this image address. So I'm going to copy image address, and I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm just going to say Pexels, okay? All right, now if you notice here, there's that pixels right there. If I click on pixels, boom, I get my image that's right here. Notice this image is linked right here in the hrefs part, okay? Now, I'm going to go to a website that I love, ESPN. I'm gonna copy the ESPN, and looks like my Braves are losing right now. And I'm going to go back, hit another A, and I'm going to paste, and then I'm going to type ESPN, and here in my website, look how both links are side by side. So what should we do in order for us to not have these links side by side? Let's add a BR. That's correct. So BR, and now we can push it down. Let's push it down a little bit more, and now we got a little bit of space. All right. And so now you see ESPN shows up here. You see Pexels shows up here. So you got to make sure you type what you want the viewer to see in the website. And so now we have our links, we have our images, we have our list, we have our paragraphs, we have our headings. One last thing, let's make a image turn into a link. How would we do that? Can anybody tell me how you could do that? We're gonna put an A tag, and we're gonna hit enter, and then we're gonna hit enter right here, and we're gonna nest an IMG in between an A tag. So we have an A tag with the closing A here, and we have the IMG, which is nested, sandwiched inside the A tag. So we're gonna do another. I'm gonna go ahead and let's do something cool. All right, I'm gonna go to baseball since it's baseball season, and I'm gonna look for my favorite team, the Braves. All right, here we go, and I'm gonna copy there. I'm gonna copy that website. I'm gonna put it in here, and then I'm gonna find me an image. Since I don't want to use copyright infringement laws, I'll just use baseball. Notice I didn't go to ESPN to find an image because those images are copywritten. All right, so I'm going to save me an image. I'm just gonna call it IMG3. Notice, let's just keep it simple. And notice now it's in the IMG folder. Okay, and so I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna type the I/IMG. We'll just say baseball, and now, and let me add another BR. Let me put a couple BRs in there. BR. And again, we won't be using BRs very long. Now, notice the difference. These images here are just standalone images. But this image here is a link that if I click on it, is gonna take me to a website, okay? So this is a little bit different. Now notice when I click on this link, this image, it gets rid of my tab. So what we're gonna do for all links is we're gonna add something called target, and we're gonna put underscore blank. Okay, target underscore blank. Now if I click this, oh wait a minute, it didn't work. Let's see here. Is that my, oh wait a minute, that should be in my link. Yeah, I put it in my image. So let me cut that, and let me put it right here. target underscore blank. Now my tab is still there, and then when I click on a link, oh, I didn't do it for that one. I only did it for this one. Okay, now it goes to a new tab.